Hey, everybody, and welcome to episode 10 of Community Driven, our vidcast here at Strosnider Chevrolet, where we highlight people within our community who are doing great things in our community. And I have not just one special guest with me, I have three special guests with me today from the Hopewell Optimist Club. I've got Mr. Joe Moore, Ray Can Joe, so everybody knows who you are. I got Mr. Billy Johnson, and y'all might have seen this guy here before, Mr. Scott Poitras. Scott is our service manager. And Joe, you are in you are board of directors and been in the Optimist Club for how many years?
Since 1984.
Since 1984, so 40 years in the Optimist Club. Billy, you are the current president.
I am.
And how many years have you been in Optimist?
A little over 20.
A little over 20. And Scotty, you're past president.
Past president, 16 years, 17 years.
16 years, 17 years. Now, how long has the Optimist Club been involved in the Hopewell community? Y'all know that?
Since 1953.
1953. Wow. So this is an amazing group of men, an amazing group. The Optimist Club does a lot in our community. So I'm excited to bring these men in the Optimist Club to you this morning. And thank you so much for joining us. So let's dive in here, guys, and let's talk about what the Hopewell Optimist Club does. So 1953, Hopewell Optimist Club has, and Scott's been there for most of those years. Nah, just kidding. Been here since 1953, doing great stuff in the community. A lot of stuff that I'm sure that y'all can talk about in the past, but let's talk more of some of the more current things that y'all have been doing within the community. We'll just start with you, Scott. What are some of the things that you've been involved in as past president that y'all been doing in the community? You've really been enjoying?
Well, we do, of course, our biggest thing right coming up is the tree lot, which Joe will talk about that.
Yeah.
But we do sports banquets. We do 3 a year where all the sports for the fall, for the winter sports, and then the spring sports. We have a banquet at the club. We just did
That's
that
for Hopewell
Sunday.
schools, right?
Hopewell School System, yep. And then we do, we have a fishing tournament, which we do in June or July, depending on when the tide is right, where it's Hopewell, Prince George, Dinwiddie. It's a makeup of all the area where kids get to fish for free for the day, and we give prizes out for the most fish, big fish. And then we do, we have childhood cancer, which is the majority of what our club does is childhood. So Optimist Club, regardless where it is, it's for youth. So one of our things that we have taken on is childhood cancer. But we do scholarships, we do essay contests for scholarships, we do oratorical contests, and they compete against other kids in the same age group and in the area. So, and then we do we have golf tournament, which is sponsored by Optimist International. So if you win a local tournament, you go on to Florida and you compete against everybody in the world, actually, in Florida. And then we do a bunch of fundraisers. We do fundraisers 2 or 3 times a month just to be able to sponsor with what we sponsor with you.
Now, tell us, one of the big fundraisers y'all do, Billy, is the shrimp feast. You'll do that.
Yes, we usually do that at the end of April. It'll be on Saturday, the end of April. It's usually when we have that down at Crystal Lake.
Yeah.
We pack everything up. We go down there. And it's a good time. DJ, everybody needs to come out to that and help support us, which we support the kids.
Yeah. And one of the sports that y'all do is things like for the Hopewell football team, y'all feed the football team before every home game. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So tell us about that.
We prepare the food on Wednesday, and then on Friday, depending on when the game is. Sometimes they have Thursday games, sometimes they have Friday games. We start cooking, and we are at the cafeteria at the high school at 3:15, and then we dish it out to up to 60, 65 people with the coaches and all that. They get dished out. They eat as much as they want. They come back 2 or 3 times, and these kids are so appreciative.
That's awesome.
You wouldn't believe.
That's awesome. How long have y'all been doing that?
Started this year.
Started this year. Okay.
So we got about 4 or 5. We got 5 behind us, I think it is. And then, of course, this one is a playoff game, so it's a home game, so we get to.
I know y'all have done it one-offs in the years past for playoff
Yes,
games and
yes.
things like that.
We had,
That's right. But one of the biggest fundraisers y'all do that you're highly involved in, Joe, is the tree lot. So tell us about the tree lot that's coming up here.
It's coming up very shortly here. We'll be opening on the 29th at 9 a.m.
Uh-huh.
And we've got 640 trees coming in,
Wow.
and we hope to sell every one of them.
Where is the tree lot? Tell
The tree lot's at the Circle on 15th Avenue.
15th Avenue in Hopewell, Washington Street in Hopewell. Okay. There's a roundabout there and a circle right on the round
That's right on the
side.
Circle campuses.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us about that. You're involved in the whole process, right? You
Yes,
know,
sir.
get the trees. Where do you get these from?
We have 200 trees coming out of Nova Scotia.
Oh, wow.
That's Boston firs. And we have the rest that will be coming out of North Carolina.
Okay.
And, they just had some devastating floods down that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
But our grower informed me that they did okay during that time.
That's great.
And so we're very blessed. And there's a lot of people that didn't fare too well.
Yeah. And you said 600?
640 trees.
640 trees. And y'all typically y'all pretty much sell out. every
We
year,
have
don't
sold out. The growers say you should have 10% of your product left over.
you? Really? Wow. That's amazing. How long have y'all been doing that?
We've been selling trees since 1956.
Wow. Wow. That's 1956.
Started in an alleyway between 14th and 15th Avenue, selling natural balsams,
Uh-huh.
which look like the Charlie Brown tree, if you will.
Uh-huh.
And, which we sell at Charlie Brown. We take a donation for them.
Yeah.
All that money goes to the cancer fund, as well as all our tips we may get. We put that all in the cancer fund.
I remember as a kid growing up, going with my parents, and we'd go down to the circle and go to the tree lot and find us a tree. I remember that as a kid, as a memory. So that's cool. And for that, do you have any idea about how much money y'all raise for?
We'll put, we'll raise about 15,000.
Wow, that's amazing.
The investment is high now.
Yeah, I'm sure everything is.
Yeah, tree prices have really escalated in the last 10 years. As a matter of fact, we can't buy a tree for what we used to sell it for 10 years ago.
That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. But it's amazing that you're still able to raise that kind of money and put that back into our community. That's the best part. It's going right back into the Hopewell community and the surrounding areas.
Yeah, the community supports us very well.
Yeah.
We have people that come back year after year, even if they move out of town. We've had people come as far as Savannah to get a tree because they've been a previous customer.
That's awesome. So is Joe, is the tree lot's got kind of your passion within the Optimist? Is that the thing you?
Yes, sir.
That's what you like the most.
I like that a whole lot.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
don't forget about all the reefs and the rope ends and all that are being made on site for people too.
Oh, that's awesome. Tell us about that a little bit more.
Well, we've got elves. We've got elves. We hide them in the back because we don't want nobody to see them.
Yeah, but
Tell them about it, Joe. We hide them, and all of a sudden there's reefs up here.
Wow. That's
they
neat.
do a fabulous job back there. Mr. Rod Berry, one of the former members, so we need to do something with all this scrap we have left over. We actually had to pay a couple times to get scrap branches hauled off. So he said, why don't we do something with this? So he started making wreaths out of them.
That's awesome.
And they do a fabulous job back there. They'll put out close to 200 wreaths in a year's time.
That's crazy.
And like I say, they do it out of scrap that we have from the bottom of the trees.
That's awesome. Using every bit of your resources. That's great. Bill Ray, what's the stuff y'all do a ton of stuff at in Optimist. What would you say is the thing that you find that you are most passionate about?
I'm passionate about, Kevin, you wouldn't believe the young talent we got joining this club.
Uh-huh.
I mean, these young guys roll up their sleeves, they jump in, they get off the bench, they get in the game. I'm telling you right now, and with the old timers we have around, like Joe, Scott, Mark and Mike and all these guys. I'm telling you right now, these guys, they're leading the pack, and these guys jump up and they get in, and they'll get dirty anytime. And that's what I'm really excited about, this club, about these young members that we got.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Scott, what about you? You've been doing it for a long time now.
Yeah, and we're coming into our biggest fundraiser part of the year. The tree lot, as much as we sell trees, we sell Brunswick stew. We're getting ready on the 7th. We'll make probably around 1,100 quarts of stew. We're hoping that it sells out as fast as it did last year. We sold it all in about a week. And then we'll do barbecue for the tree lot too. And then Joe will be doing pork butts for the tree lot. So a lot of people will come and get a treat, and they'll buy 3 or 4 quarts of something, and then they'll be back next week for some more. And so we have a good following with our stew. We have a good following with our barbecue and our pork butts.
And if y'all have not experienced the Hopewell Optimist food, you need to experience it. Scott in particular, I know, and I don't know about anybody else, but I know Scott's quite the chef.
Yes.
He makes a lot of good food.
He does.
Yeah. So is that, what would you say is the thing you're most passionate about within the Optimist Club, then, Scott?
Honestly, it's just the whole makeup. We, like Billy was saying, we have such a good group of guys, and anything we need to get done, there's somebody in the club's going to step up and do it. And we have our own building, and then we have our own tree lot, which makes us successful because we're not having to rent something. And it's a matter of course, if you own your own stuff, you got to take care of it through the whole year. And we do a lot of barbecues. We do a lot of pork butts, stews. We do stews 2 or 3 times a year.
Shrimp feast.
Yep, shrimp feast. And we just had a fish fry last weekend. That went well. So, we try to change with the times. Like last weekend, we did a drive-through fish fry. So you come down the road, Billy was out there taking tickets. Joe was helping cook. I was helping cook. You just drive through the lot, put your ticket, you get your bag ready to go. You just drive right on off. So
45 seconds, you're gone.
Wow, that's awesome.
It works out, and we've got a really good group of guys, and guys that run projects. That's your whole thing is you've got to have guys that do projects well. Joe Moore, like I said, his big thing is the tree lot. Everything that's got to deal with a tree goes through Joe. Herman Henderson. You cannot say enough good things about Herman.
Oh yeah,
He's the man.
Fish fry, shrimp feast. 2 weeks before, what you're doing, when you're doing it, what time you're going to be there, what time you're going to be cleaned up, and then coach is going to walk around.
He's slightly organized. Isn't he?
He's fully organized.
And he will blow his whistle when he wants your attention. Yes, he will.
So our club has just got that kind of makeup.
Yeah.
We
We've
had
got,
over 60 people involved in the fish fry.
Wow.
60 people in the club working.
How many people do y'all have in the club total?
84.
84 in the club.
84.
Wow.
And it's growing.
That's great.
Yeah.
There's not many clubs in this area that have that many people.
Absolutely not. We're very fortunate.
Yeah. And y'all had a little bit of a dip for a little while, and then it surged back up, right?
Yeah. So we had, we're in an older club, built in 53. So, the thing about the new guys, it's because of the old guys that we still got a club that is so supportive. And 2 years ago, we had several members, 7 members actually pass away. And, so we dropped quite a few, but, we've had a lot of good guys in the last 2 years. In fact, most of our members that were there Saturday for the fish fry were a lot of new members.
And I had, there's one reason why our tree lot has been successful was by research from past members, like Colton Nugent and Ronnie Watson, to name a couple. They did a whole lot of research, and I know in the late 80s, we went all over North Carolina looking at tree farms because we were going in from what we call a jobber, or a person that wholesales trees, to farmers. So we buy directly from the farm, and not just a person that gathers trees and gives you what he wants to give you. We have people that has a passion to give you a quality product, and that's why we have quality trees.
It's awesome. And it's, and tell me, because I know you get a massive salary. So tell me how much you get paid.
Triple what I got last year.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, one of our older members, James Coleman, we were sitting at the tree lot one day, and he said, "Son, we're about the dumbest people in the world." I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "We got paid dues to work our butts off."
You got paid dues to work your butts off.
Exactly.
That is the most amazing part about this club, and not just the Hopewell Optimist Club. There's tons of civic organizations throughout our community and communities throughout this country that work. Not only do they work their tails off, but they pay to work their tails off, and they do it for the good of the community. So what y'all do for the good of the Hopewell community, our community, we just cannot thank you enough. It really is. It's a staple in our community. I mean, everybody knows the Hopewell Optimist Club. Right? They do. It's great. Well, guys, I thank y'all so much for being here, and make sure that if you are looking for a Christmas tree, don't worry, I haven't forgot. I know they're always trying to remind me of stuff that they think I'm going to forget. But make sure if you make sure that if you are looking for a Christmas tree, it starts on the 29th, day after Thanksgiving.
Friday morning at 9 o'clock.
Friday morning, 9 o'clock. If you are looking for a Christmas tree that not only is going to be a great Christmas tree, but something that's going to, the money's going to go to a very good cause within our community, on the roundabout at 15th and Washington.
I think it's
Maryland.
Maryland.
Washington Circle.
Okay, Washington Circle. Maryland, 15th of Maryland, that there's a tree lot, you can't miss it. All right, it's got a ton of trees. You won't miss it, but make sure that you support the Hopewell Optimist Club and what they're doing within our community. All right. We got to end with 3 questions. All right. I'm going to ask each one of you a separate question. Let me start with you, Billy, current president. So you get to start. Billy, I like to better myself all the time. I like to grow and improve myself. I'm always constantly looking to how can I better myself. And I like to do a lot of reading. Is there a book that you have read in the past or that has made an impact on your life?
I would say the Bible.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah.
I would say the Bible. It kind of drives me every day.
Yeah.
To do good.
Yeah.
Do the right thing is what I mean.
Absolutely. Joe, all right, you gotta get the toughest question, but I'm gonna.
Right.
But you've got the most wisdom in this group, so I'm gonna put this tough question on you, Joe. You got a minute, and the world is looking at Joe Moore, and the world has given all their attention to Joe Moore. You got a minute to pass on wisdom to the world. What would you pass on to the world?
I would pass on to treat others as you want to be treated. And always try to make someone smile.
Yeah, that's awesome. Simple but profound. That's great.
That's Joe.
There you go. Scott, last question, probably the toughest one, but I saved this one for you. What's your favorite car? Your dream car. Ooh.
My dream car.
Better be a Chevrolet.
It better be a Chevrolet.
I mean, I have a lot of different cars. I can't pick just one. I like the Elantes, the Cadillac Elantes from the 90s. I like the new EV Silverado. I drove one yesterday for the first time on any kind of distance, and it was awesome. That's a nice piece of machinery.
Oh my goodness, it truly is. Yeah. No Corvettes, no.
I like Corvettes. I'm waiting on the E-Ray.
I got you.
I'd like to drive the E-Ray.
Yeah. Cool. Well, guys, thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you for your,
Yes, sir.
for what you do.
Thank you, Kevin.
Really, for what you do.
Appreciate it.
I'm sorry you didn't get up. Thank y'all. Please make sure that you support the Hopewell Optimist Club and all the things that they do. Make sure you get a tree from the tree farm over there at the Circle in Hopewell. Support them, and if you see one of their members, make sure you just thank them for their support. And not only that, but and who can they reach out to if we got any gentlemen that are interested in joining the Optimist Club?
We have a website.
Okay.
We've got a gentleman named Mr. Frank who is running the website, doing a fabulous
Todd
job.
Frank.
Okay.
Pictures, that's where everybody's seeing the pictures.
Yeah.
If something happens 10 minutes later, the pictures are on our website.
That's
So
awesome.
if if they go on the website and leave a message, we'll
And
get
they
back
can
to
see
them.
all the events coming up.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So check out their website. If you're interested, reach out to these guys. And we have a few little presents for
Thank you. Appreciate that.
There you go.
Thank you.
Figured you didn't have a Strosnider hat, Scott, so we got you one. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Community